Robertson. I'm a current graduate in residence at the art school. I study sculpture. My practice, it all has a kind of like humanist undercurrent, but it's all very like repetitive and process based. It's always got like a minimal, quite conceptual aesthetic. There's always an experience based part of the work for the final outcome to be like successful. I like the notion of like doing something for a very long time, but showing very little at the end. The process being lost in the final outcome. People not realising the extent that what you've gone to for this very minimal, clean-cut aesthetic. So the exhibition was for the award I got at the degree show last year, so the New Art Look to the North Award. In like the initial state, I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the exhibition, and like I always came back to the aspect of the money, like the money that I was awarded to put on the show, and it was only kind of like constant factor that was like there for me to work with. Anytime I make work, I like to strip it back to like the most simple form, and I like to look at the elements that I have there in front of me and what I can do with them. And just through working and experimentation, I decided that like I wanted to change a lot of the money to pennies and show them as like an installation piece. But then obviously the process that went on to changing the money was really valuable and really important at the time as well. Going back and forth to the bank, doing this labour-intensive process to show this really beautiful, like quite delicate sculpture. And even though you take it down to this really like small amount, it ends up being like a much denser object. To do the installation, it's taken all of like 3 days, like all day, just like literally sitting there, stacking the coins and laying them out. But the whole thing in total is literally to get the coins took about 3 months, because it was like going back and forth to the bank, literally having to bargain with like the people behind the desk to actually give me coins in the first place because they thought that it was this bizarre request. There's the neon sign piece, which is just a text piece which says something : nothing. Those words like are the simplest kind of way to like sum up my practice. Like doing something leads to nothing, but then nothing is also showing something, like the two come hand in hand. And then there's the 3 text prints. They kind of mimic the coin sculpture in a way because they're repetition, and they have like slight glitches in the way the words are formed, so they've got this like organic kind of movement through the words, which the coins have as well. And they're obviously like to do with perception. Then there's also 6 image stills from a performance I did in Aberdeen Art Gallery, where I tried to blend into the gallery space as much as I could, but I did it in a way where I was wearing head to toe black and stood out like a sore thumb. I just did it in a day when the gallery was open and tried to see if I would get reaction from people. And at one point I actually did a handstand mimicking like sculptures against the wall. I managed to stay there for as long as like my body could hold me, but nobody even like blinked an eye. The video piece is a film from Aberdeen Art Gallery. It's filming every corner within the gallery for an hour, so it's like 5 different hour-long films. As part of the exhibition as well, I actually put out an email to every artist who was exhibiting within the Smart Gallery this year, requesting a drawing from them all. Just like an A4 kind of drawing. I was like insinuating that we would collaborate and I would show the drawings as like a piece in this year's show. It was the email responses that I got from some of the contributors in regards to wanting to collaborate with them in this drawing, and I just thought this notion of the artwork never even beginning was like quite a funny thing. Even though I wanted this like big drawing installation to occur, like the fact that it never even happened, there's something a bit more even interesting in that kind of aspect of it, so that's why I decided to include those as well. Oh, it's actually been amazing. Like they've literally been so open to anything I've like kind of thrown at them. Like initially when I had the idea with the coins, I was like terrified to say. Yeah, when I spoke to them about it, Sally was just like, yeah, go for it, I love it. So like they've been really open to like anything, and like I think they're really good like people to work for. It's amazing, like it feels so surreal. This is the first time I've actually felt like a proper artist. Like I've put like blood, sweat and tears into this exhibition because I've just been like, it needs to look exactly how I want it to. It's the first time I've had like a whole gallery to play around with. Like that extensive amount of space is something I've never really had, because like at degree show you're always like restricted to like small areas because there's such big classes, and like other group exhibitions I've had, you're like subjected to like a wall. But this has just been really like amazing, and it's been like a year of just like solidly working towards this and trying to make it as good as I possibly can.